Just because something can happen doesn't mean it will likely to be happen. Just because someone have this creative career plan doesn't mean it will likely to be success. We live in an ideal world where everything surely needs a life stability, and we believe that formal education is what leads people to actually have a great living and will lead to a wonderful, stable life. Formal education is strongly needed to actually develop a character and skill that needed as a person. Let me present a few things in mechanism and rebuttal before I move into my two arguments. Firstly, on how formal education is extremely important, and second, how prioritizing how your formal education could lead to a better quality of life. What is our stance? Then two things. Firstly, we tell you that we believe that prioritizing is not sufficient due to middle class situation. Secondly, we tell you that we support parents' choices on prioritizing more of their child's formal education. Before I move into my first argument, and I'm going to rebut a couple things from the Prime Minister. Firstly, they told us that the right type of parenting is to prioritizing the child's passion. Two responses to this. First, we understand that as a parent, we need to support what our child wishes to be, but that doesn't mean the parent have to set aside their views to suggest their children to go for exact things. Parenting here is a figure that shows the right way based on their past experiences, like what the proposition says before. That's why, because they already experienced many kind of life experience, we don't want their kid to have a reckless choice. As in here, children sometimes still don't understand what real world look like since they don't actively participate in real life. Two, as a parent, it is important for them to always show their kids the right way. Not that we don't say that pursuing creative career is bad, but in here we are looking to the future impact of the children. Yes, they can pursue their dream career, but that doesn't mean they're prioritizing their formal education. That is really important for them to have a job or work in the future. But why is this formal education is so really important, not just for the future jobs, but for getting into college and universities while they're pursuing their dream? Because it's crucial plan B. If they don't success or in their passion or creative career, they will still likely to success and have access for other formal jobs in company because they have a great education. Also, PM told us that the degrees and getting into college is not important because this world has providing new opportunities in creative career. Two responses to this. Firstly, as a middle class formalists, we encourage this narrative to prioritizing your formal education because creative career is indeed remain popular in this era. But we need to see the future impact on this, as what happens after we are not presentable and well known anymore. In here, jobs like YouTubers, TikTokers, if they're not relatable anymore, if they are irrelevant more, it would most likely for them to disappear and from the surface because of their irrelevant contents anymore. People got bored, so they don't watch it anymore, and eventually the views decrease and the money income does not relevant anymore. And because we don't focus on our formal education, we don't have a great GPA, and if you leave college because you choose to prioritize a temporary career without any guarantee, in the end you won't have any jobs after you failed and on this creative career, and your life expenses cannot be maintained anymore because your income does not relevant anymore. And secondly, if we want to maintain this middle class status, we need to maintain it with a job that has a guarantee. Pursuing formal education doesn't mean that your child cannot pursue their dream career or their real passion. Many people that goes into great college, for example, Maudi Ayunda, can still maintain their creative career. Her child dream is becoming a singer, but becoming a successful singer that loves creative career. Like we know, Maudi Ayunda is also a great actress, and here her parents do have a great parenting to let their child to pursue their dreams, but not necessarily let their child to jeopardize their formal education. What is then the results of this? We can see that in the end, because she now went to college, she can still come back to her career and even be more successful because she gained many insights. And also, while being successful in her creative field, she will have a guaranteed life because if her creative doesn't relevant anymore, she can work as what she learns in her major. And because of this, she has a degree. She will eventually accept it in company easily and eventually maintain her life. Not to forget, PM also mentioned that it means the parents maximizing their potential, but in here, they're prioritizing formal education. Doesn't mean that it is a way to maximize their potential. Many people like Elon Musk is super successful because after he maintained to prioritize his formal education, he can go to a great college and studying his passion there. Because he got accepted with a great GPA, and eventually he succeed there because he also finishing his degree that he loves and starting up to build company like SpaceX and produce Tesla as a result of him continuing to focusing on his career. And lastly, PM also tries to tell us that the results of the following their creative dream career will produce individual happiness and fulfillment. But let's say into the proposition worst case, if the creative career that they pursue doesn't work, they can't maintain their life expenses, and the happiness and the fulfillment they used to gain will slowly disappear because of this dissatisfaction. after the results of this, because we can see if they pursue this real formal education and putting it first, they can still maintain their life career because of the stable job and the stable and financial, because even if it's not their passion, because they can still they have this still stability, and they can also do what they wish as their passion or as a side career, while everything is remain safe and stable, and as a result of that will cause double happiness and fulfillment to the individual. Moving to my first argument, why formal education is extremely important. We don't live in utopia where everything dreams come true and everything will guarantee to be wonderful. We live in a world where clear and stable career planning matters more. By prioritizing the formal education, we surely gonna always not gonna always learning about something that we don't like or don't relate to our career. And formal education, like middle school or high school, is a crucial fundamental to build kids' character. In there, many things will develop, like leadership, management skill, will be a shift that will surely help what childs need to maintain their life. Well, maybe notice there's a bunch of reckless narratives that dropping out of school to follow your dreams is cool, it's going to be successful. Well, you will get more income and happiness. Only if you have a clear vision of what you want and that you already have a clear, super effective plan. After imagining and expecting many things are going to be happen, but sometimes child in their teenage years are still in processing of learning everything, where their psychological level is still indecisive and they can't decide what they really want, and they can be easily influenced and provocated by people around them without actually recognizing the impact in the future, and then to make many mistakes. This is where parents should have a crucial role to direct their kids that prioritizing formal education is important, because if you can success and have a great result in your education, it's easier for you to go for many career, and because you focus first, you can go to a great college where education is easier for you and to go for many career, and because you focus first, you can go to a great college where it provides the major and the child want, and it will surely help them to be successful more on their creative planning. And the result of this, the child would have a great leadership, management, developed hard skill they got from formal education that can help to add strength to their career in the future. Moving to my second argument as why the effect of prioritizing your formal education could add more benefits to the one quality's life. What is it more efficacious for the parents to direct their kids to focus more on the formal education is twofold. Firstly, in individual side, they will have to more likely to have a broader knowledge on their career. They can success in both career and have stable life. Not that way, if we talk about the future impact, the creative careers tend to be unstable. Content creators like YouTuber or influencer mostly have a time where their career shines the best. But as time going on by, they will their light will slowly dim, because they're maybe there's a figure that is more inspirational, funnier, and more pleasant to their eyes. And after your career is slowly falling from its peak, the income will increase and the engagement you get will slowly disappear. And after that, no company will want to work or collaborate with you anymore. But even if that happen, you will be alright because of the stable work beside that. For example, you learn about investment back in college, and after you're not relevant anymore, you will still maintain your life because you have you have your investment safe, or because you already have a great GPA on formal school to get into a great college, universities, and graduate with impressive results that ended up with you getting a stable job, for example, like BUMN, that even if you retire, they will still provide you health insurance and monthly allowance to maintain your life, and obviously it will make you safe and happy. And second, on societal level, because where people got more stable education, many great human resources will appear, as they will likely to have great jobs and degrees, and as a result, it will lead to a great growth for the country, especially on the maintained education and stable economy. The comparative on the other side is because it is maintained correctly, both parents and their children will be satisfied and happy with their lives, as the parents sees the children to have a stable life, and as the children that happy because they can have a proper living. That's why we're proud to oppose. Thank you.